Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello everyone, and here are your FET news. Join Andrew every Thursday on our podcast for his show, Let's Frett About Education, where he discusses his own opinions about the topics on Future Educators Talk and what's happening around the world. Join me every Friday for Damian Talks Education, where I am talking about all things education. So make sure you follow on social media and subscribe on YouTube. Join KJ for virtual Bible study every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on the Relentless LUCHU YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe. New episodes of Future Educators Talk drops every Thursdays, so follow and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Follow Future Educators Talk on social media: Facebook, Future Educators Talk; Instagram, Future Educators Talk; Twitter, FEDU Talk; and follow your hosts on social media as well. Andrew Frett, Instagram, it's Andrew Frett; Twitter, Darren_Frett; Damian Anderson, Instagram, Damian Anderson; Twitter, _Damian Anderson; KJ Johnson II, Instagram and Twitter, KJ Johnson II; and Coach Darnell Jerome, Instagram at Coach_DJ12, and Twitter at Coach Darnell J. So follow your hosts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our video version episodes. Also, you can now listen to past episodes of our show on our YouTube channel and everywhere on podcast platform. Welcome to Future Educators Talk with your hosts, Andrew Frett, Damian Anderson, KJ Johnson II, and Coach Darnell Jerome. Now, let's talk education because FET starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Future Educators Talk. As you guys can see, if you are watching this onto our YouTube channel, that I am back, you guys, for this episode, which I'm going to explain in a minute if you've seen the title of today's episode. And then also, you guys, KJ and Coach D, they are not here, unfortunately, with us, you guys, on today, but they'll be back very soon, you guys, very soon. So, as I was saying, if you notice today's title, which is our 100 episodes. Yes, we have did a total, you guys, as of today, 100 episodes of this podcast in our 5th season. And it's a big day over here. It is a big day over here. It doesn't seem like, 100 episodes, because it feels like, we have been doing this, quite like forever. And today's a big day over here. Today is a big day over here for us because, as you guys can see, it's just the only two of us here because we started off, and it really is our day, especially with KJ and Coach D. So I'm gonna hand it over to Andrew. What does all of this mean to you here? That I know we haven't been on in every episode for our 100 episode, but did you think or ever that we would have made it to 100 episode, or did you think that, which season that nobody wanted to listen to us on, that it was going to be the end of the show here? How do you feel about just this podcast in general, of the many success that this show has made, which we're going to talk about later on. So I'm gonna let you talk, Andrew, since you are the founder and the creator of this podcast here. So I'm gonna let you speak now.
We have came from a long road, 100, 100 episodes. That's a big milestone. Big milestone. Of course, season 1 was our worst season because we kind of a little bit talked about it a little bit, where some of y'all cannot hear Damian in the first half. But clearly now you can hear him clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we came from a long road. We had some more people coming on. We had KJ in season 3, and then we had Coach DJ in season 4. Mind you, that Coach was the original special guest before we promoted him to our co-host because of his energy. And then also we got even more people coming into our show as well. We have I'm not going to tell you, but you will find out in season 7 for more information. So,
I didn't know what in the world he was talking about, but so yeah, like like you mentioned, yes, back in, oh my gosh, season 1, that, oh my gosh, that was, we had already touched base on this here, that was our worst season ever. But anyways, yeah, you guys couldn't, if you guys remember, if you had stuck with us from day 1, oh my gosh, for the first few episodes, you guys could not hear me, and I was just like, ugh, I don't know. And then as I listen back, onto those early seasons in which, we are going to show you guys, some clips, my voice, it has really changed. I have noticed. And from then to now, and I listen back to us like, oh my gosh, I sounded like that while I was, while we was recording episodes back then. So yeah, and then like you said, Andrew, we brought on, some more people onto our show, KJ, Coach D, and they bring, a good addition onto our family, from, because they are so passionate about what they are doing for education. KJ, you guys, is already a teacher. Coach D is still an educator as well. Andrew, yourself, you're a substitute teacher. I am a teacher assistant. And see, you guys, we have literally, you guys, grown, especially me and Andrew, you guys, because we've been on from the beginning, from season 1 up until right now. We have really grown, you guys, from how we first started off back in 2019, you guys, and now it is 2021. We are still here. We are still here, and we're not going anywhere, because some of you guys thought, right after our first, 2 seasons or our first season, they was not going to make it, because who wants to listen to some young Black men people talk about education? They have no experience. What are they doing? You guys, look at us now. Look at us now. And so I'm just like 100 episodes in, and hopefully, if Andrew will allow this, we will be here, you guys, for another more 100 episode for you guys. And I'm just glad that, I have really stood on to this podcast here because Andrew, he really does not know this. I have not talked with you about this. But you guys know, I shared this in season 3. I hate talking about this a lot. But back then, if you guys know what I'm talking about, back, in 2019 of the things I was going through, Andrew did not know this, but I was going to leave this show here because I could not take everything that was happening from me because I had returned back home from college. I was, depression, dealing with my own things, dealing with my own battles. And I was going to leave the show here without telling him, without any knowledge. I was very serious about leaving this, like for real, right after our first 2 seasons, because I just couldn't do anything no more. I didn't want to deal with people no more. And I touched base on this a lot. I'm not going to today because this is a celebratory day, but I'm glad I did not, because if I had did, you guys, I would not be here today, talking with Andrew and with all you guys. I would not be. And who knows where, the success of this podcast will still continue on, or will it have failed after those first 2 seasons? Who knows? Who knows? But going past on that, you guys, today, it is all about us and also about you guys as well, because you guys really stay with us. You tune in every week that we upload episodes. You guys be tuning in, checking out what we have to say, who we bring on. And I'm glad that we have this amazing platform here. So we're going to show you guys 2 videos. First video is our very first day, all 4 of us, me, Andrew, me, KJ, and Coach D, our very first day on Future Educators Talk. And then right after, you guys, we're going to show you guys every guest that has came on to our podcast and the message that they share to us at the end of the very episode. And you guys are going to really love that so much. So let's listen. Well, you guys will listen to this on podcast platform, but if you're watching this on YouTube, let's watch our first day on Future Educators Talk.
I am the one and only Darren Frett. Born and raised right here in North Carolina. I do have siblings, 1 brother and a twin sister and a younger sister. I'm of course, I'm 19, going on 20. I'm also a 2018 graduated high school for Burn High School from in 2018. Graduated from 2018. So now I'm in the process of going to school and get my associates in science so that I can transfer over to a 4-year school to get my bachelor's degree.
My name is Damian. I am born in a small town called Trenton, Tennessee. I have 2 younger brothers, 1 older brother, and 1 younger sister. They all live here in Trenton, Tennessee. So, I am a 2015 Peabody High School alumni. Just graduated about 3 months ago. I am planning on going to college at Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee, to become, I'm majoring in education, to become a teacher, math teacher. As y'all can see that I am shy, I have been my entire life, but I slowly coming out of my shell, trying to meet new people, so the hang of this, but I will slowly get into the process of trying to get right out of this. So just bear with me in these next couple of episodes, but I will in the future be up at it. So yeah, that's me.
We have a new co-host joining us, and we are so happy to have him on. So everyone, our listeners and our new listeners, please welcome on to Future Educators Talk, Mr. KJ Johnson II. Welcome, KJ.
Appreciate y'all for allowing me.
Yes, me and Andrew, we are so excited to have another addition on to our family to discuss these topics that needs to be discussed. So right before we hop right into the topic for this episode, why don't you give us a background of who you are telling us about yourself, if you don't mind?
All right, I appreciate you, Damian. I am so grateful and so honored to be a part of Future Educators Talk now. It's been in the works for about a while now, but finally I get to sit and discuss with both my brothers Damian and Andrew about what needs to happen in the world of education and the reform that needs to take place. A little bit about me. I currently attend Lamar University. I'm in the Educators Prep program there. After I graduate, I plan to teach high school science, between the lines of anatomy or biology. So I love science. I've always been a lover of science, trying to, pushing to get certified in that area. Once I get certified, teach those two subjects. Hopefully I can find a school that allows me to do both biology and math. But honestly, my love for education, my love for students and having everybody getting that equal opportunity type learning, and then finding ways to non-traditionally teach our kids is the big way. Get out of this traditional style of education and finding ways to innovate and redefine what education is in the future. And so, yeah, that's a bit about me.
This is our first guest of the season. So, he is a spring 2019 graduate of North Carolina A&T State University. He plays basketball overseas, and also he absolutely loves teaching history. So, everyone, please welcome to our podcast, Mr. Luther. Please forgive me if I mispronounced your last name. Mr. Luther Funches. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you said it right.
All right. Thank you. All righty then. So, we are so excited to have you on.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Today we have a very special guest that will be joining our podcast for this episode.
Yes, indeed. And I am so excited about our first guest joining us. This guest means something very important to me because I actually know this particular guest.
Please welcome to the podcast, Miss Anderson, Damian's little sister.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be.
Welcome to Future Educators Talk.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I am just so excited right now.
We'd like to thank Miss Anderson for being on the show today.
Yes. We absolutely love having her on the show today. And also, please come back to chat with us at any time.
Oh.
At any time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today on your show. I would love to come back.
Today we have a very special guest that will be joining our podcast for this episode. She's a sixth grade math teacher at Cedar Creek
Middle School in Youngsville, North Carolina.
Everyone, please welcome to our podcast, Miss, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Miss Kanita Hopkins.
Yeah, it's Kanita. Hello, everybody. It's so awesome to be a part of this.
So we'd like to thank Mrs. Hopkins for joining us on our podcast for this episode.
Yeah, thank you all so much for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak on some of my favorite things. It's been so nice.
It has been our pleasure to have you as our guest, and please come back soon to talk with us.
Yeah.
Today we have a very special guest that will be joining us for this episode.
Yes, that is right. She's a 7th grade social studies teacher at Wendell Middle School.
Everyone, please welcome to our podcast, Miss Allie Roth.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We are so glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here. Love a good podcast.
We would like to thank Ms. Roth for joining us on our podcast for this episode.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's been a pleasure to have you as a guest on our podcast. Please come back at any time.
Great, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Today we have a special guest of this season, of the second season.
Yes, we do. And we are so excited to have him on. This is our first guest of the season. So first off, he is a spring 2019 graduate of North Carolina A&T State University. He plays basketball overseas. And also, he absolutely loves teaching history. So, everyone, please welcome to our podcast, Mr. Luther. Please forgive me if I mispronounced your last name. Mr. Luther Bunches. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you said it right.
All right. Thank you. All righty then. So, we are so excited to have you on.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We'd like to thank Mr. Luther for joining us today.
Thank you.
On this podcast.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Today, we have a very special guest co-host. I don't know if I'm going to, I may pronounce, I do apologize in advance if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
No problem.
Mr. Kwame Safro Mensah.
Kwame Safro Mensah. You almost had it. That was a great attempt.
Almost had it. So please welcome to the broadcast.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on the Future Educators Talk podcast. You all doing some great things in the education field, so I appreciate you having me join today.
Please welcome on to Future Educators Talk, Mr. KJ Johnson II. Welcome, KJ.
Appreciate y'all for allowing me.
Yes, me and Andrew, we are so excited.
I am so grateful and so honored to be a part of Future Educators Talk now. Finally, I get to sit and discuss with both my brothers, Damian and Andrew, about what needs to happen in the world of education and the reform that needs to take place.
I believe this is complete for us, Andrew. I believe this is complete for us.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is the complete us. So excited for you to come on to this broadcast. So I'm very excited.
man.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all, man. This has been amazing. You know, I've always searched for a space where I can, you know, sit down and discuss these certain issues within the realm of education. And, you know, it's been an honor just to have these conversations with y'all. So I cannot wait to see what the future holds for all of us.
Yes, me too as well. We have another amazing guest. Back on the podcast, some of you guys may remember him, our listeners, but to our new listeners, this person right here is a history teacher in Florida. He's a graduate of North Carolina, A&T. Yes. He played basketball overseas. He coached boys and girls basketball. And he is so passionate about his family. So let me introduce you guys to our new listeners, Mr. DARNELL Jerome. So welcome back. How are you doing?
What's going on? I'm good, man. How are you? I'm on my daddy duties right now, so if y'all hear the baby in the background, that's just
all right.
I'm on my daddy duties right now, man.
Okay.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. That is okay.
Well, I enjoyed. Look forward to it. I got to go and do my daddy duties, y'all.
All right. All
right.
right.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go. So.
Yeah. So take care of yourself.
Y'all too. Okay. Y'all take care of yourselves too, man. I love y'all and I enjoy being here, man.
And I am so excited to have this person back on. We've had this person back on season 1.
Yes.
Of the podcast.
Yes. Let me tell you, she did an amazing job during our first season. She is actually our very first guest when we actually started Future Education Talk.
Yes.
So it's just amazing. So please welcome back our very own special guest. Please welcome back our special guest, Miss Damaya. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yes, you
Anderson.
are. Yes, Miss Damaya Anderson. And while we're getting her connected, hello, Damaya. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing well. Thanks for coming back on to our podcast, Future Educators Talk. We are so glad to have you back on.
No problem.
Well,
we can go on and on.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you.
I know we can.
But,
we can. Yeah, we sooner or later we have to end this. So, which we're going to now. Thank you so much, Damaya, for coming back on to Future Educators Talk. I am so glad that you agreed to come back on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. From the bottom of thank you for coming back, because we wouldn't have these I don't know how you call this, because it's not really, we're not preaching or anything. Just thank you for coming back and having this conversation with us, because I truly appreciate it.
Yes, and I really need to hear those. I really did today. I really did. So thank you, because I was having quite like a bad day, quite like this morning, and now I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Because of this episode right here. So thank you, Damaya.
Thank you for having me. I would love to be back on here soon.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Today we have a very special guest that will be joining us onto this episode. He was my former civics teacher at one high school. He's also a coach as well at one high school. But also he is the co-host of a brand new podcast called Pub Sports Talk. please welcome to the broadcast, the one and only Mr. Hackey. A couple minutes here.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Welcome to Future Educators Talk, Mr. Hackey.
As I appreciate you guys having me on. This has been a lot of fun. If you guys need anything else in the future, just hit me up. I'll be glad to talk to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Today, you guys, there's no topic for today, which means we are interviewing a person today. And this person here, we had on back for our first season of Future Educators Talk. And
yes,
we wanted this person back on to see how this person has been doing since they last visited us last year for season 1. So I'm very happy that this person agreed to come back on. I'm so very happy and excited. So yeah.
She's a teacher at Cedar Creek Middle School in Youngsville, North Carolina. She's I believe, a volleyball coach as well. Amazing. I've heard great things on Twitter, especially between her and Mr. Gumpton. So them two are the good teachers, especially on Twitter. But without further ado, let us welcome back to the one and only Mrs. Hopkins. Back to the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast, Mrs. Hopkins. It has been a year. Can't you believe it? It's been a year since you have first visited Future Educators Talk. And here we are, 1 year later.
It doesn't feel like a year. It also feels like 7 years.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come back on to Future Educators Talk. It was a pleasure to have you join us in season 1 with a topic that we had, and to now we're interviewing you. It's great to get to know you a little much better and what you do as a teacher. So I just want to say thank you so much. And hopefully we can have you back on soon.
Yeah, anytime.
We have a returning special guest that is waiting on us, actually. You may know him from season 2 if you watch. If you listen to the season 2 finale, he's a co-host of To Be Continued podcast. He's a host of More to Think's podcast. He's a teacher. He's a graduate of NCANT. So please welcome back to the one and only Mr. Morrison.
Hello, Mr. Morrison. Welcome back to our podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for coming back on. So,
thanks for having me.
Yes. Again, thank you so much for coming back on to our podcast. It was great to have you back on, and we will chat with you very soon. We will do that. So thank you again for coming back on.
It was good to be here.
Please welcome to the FET family, Mr. David Ledbetter.
Yes. Welcome to Future Educators Talk as our new co-host. How are you doing, David?
Oh, well, how are you doing?
Oh, I am doing fantastic. So to get us started, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, Mr. David Ledbetter, to give us, a little background of who you are before we get started.
Okay, my name is David Ledbetter. I'm a student at Howard University. I'm a freshman, currently studying political science. As of now, I have a nonprofit organization called Imagine This. What we do is we provide students from disenfranchised communities with opportunities and resources to prepare themselves for college and higher education. We serve our students on 4 different pillars: community engagement, health and wellness, education, and career mentorship. And so that's just a little bit about what I do. I'm kind of like just general list.
Yeah.
In today's episode, we have a guest interview. So our first guest for this episode he is a high school math teacher. He is a graduate of University of Texas, and he is also a YouTuber and a tutor. So let me guys introduce to you all Mr. JC Almonds. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for coming on to our podcast here. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Today's episode, we have a guest. So our first guest, he is a assistant principal in Atlanta. He is an educator, a Black educator. And I cannot wait for you guys to meet this person here. Like I said, he is an educator. He is a Gates Scholar, and he is also a student. So everyone, please welcome on to the podcast, Mr. Christian S.L. Paget. And I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly. So welcome to the show. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. You take care.
Thank you. You too.
So our guest for today is a 5th grade educator, a speaker, a mental health advocate, an activist in his community, and who is also known as the Dope Educator. So everyone, welcome on to our show, David Jameson II. Hello.
Hey. How's it going? It's going, good people?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, man. I can't complain at all, man. I'm blessed, man. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Yes, sure. Yes, it is our pleasure. So we would like to thank you so much for coming on our show on today. So thank you so much.
Man, thank y'all so much. I don't take any opportunity lightly, man. So thank you so much for having me, man.
Not a problem, man.
Yes. And we have a very special guest that will be joining us on today. Now, this person here has been teaching for 6 years and has taught 6th grade for 6 years. And her passion is obviously, of course, education. And her favorite grade is also 6th grade. And that's the grade that she loves to teach. Now, she has a master in education and 3 credentials. And she teaches for change. And education is the most important form of activism to her. So everyone, welcome on to Future Educators Talk, Miss Stormy Sutton.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
We are good. We want to thank you so much, Ms. Sunny, for joining us for this powerful conversation. We really thank you so much. So thank you. Yes. He is a national certified school physiologist who is currently working in the Neighbor Valley School District and who's currently working on his Doctorate of Education degree in Organizational Leadership with an emphasis in K-12 leadership at Grand Canyon University. Has some previous experience working in the mental health field as a crisis counselor and mental health provider, and he has dedicated his life to inspiring the youth and changing the lives and making a difference in the field of education and mental health. So everyone, welcome on to my show, Mr. Chris Colson. Hello, Mr. Chris Colson, and welcome back to the show. Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. I am blessed. Thank you so much for returning back to my show.
No problem. Hey, thanks for having me again.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes. So I want to thank you so much for coming back onto my show as my guest co-host. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes. My guest co-host is a 29-year-old 2nd grade educator who resides from New Jersey, but is currently living in the DMV area.
who is a UMBS in Salisbury alumni and has aspirations of starting his own business and really giving back to his community. So everyone, please welcome back on to my show, Mr. Nick Hammond.
How you doing, man?
Hello. How are you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me on today.
Of course.
Thank you so much for joining me on today. I really appreciate you for returning back to my show, so thank you. And I will catch you very soon, so you take care of yourself.
All right, chat soon, all right? Have a good one.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. This is Marquise Davai.
Thank you for joining me on today, and I'm looking forward to have you back soon on Future Educators Talk.
Most definitely. Just let me know. Appreciate you.
Yes. Today, for this special episode, we have a surprising guest. I'm gonna let Damian talk about this person, since you know a lot about this person.
Yes, absolutely. We have my friend on today, and I've been knowing this person here since elementary school, and then he came back with us during the high school years. So I enjoy being around this person, and you guys will love this person as well. And my former classmates, you're probably gonna be shocked of who I am bringing on. But today's guest is one of my good friend and old classmates, Nathan McAdor. So let's bring him on now. Oh, well, here he is now.
Bad time. Not a comparison.
Oh, it's fine. Hello, Nathan, and welcome to Future Educators Talk. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty convenient time. Everybody just left, so I got the whole place to myself.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you, Nathan. I had a great time, great conversation. You seem, you're a great guy.
I appreciate it.
So,
well, thank you again, Nathan, for agreeing to come on to my podcast here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd try to come on some or again later.
All right.
I appreciate having me on.
Yes, absolutely, and we would like to have you back on.
Yeah.
Today we have a very special guest that will be joining us. So please welcome to the show, Mr. Harris. Hello, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well.
So welcome to Future Educators Talk.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us on today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. I love this collaborative, this work. We have work to do for our kids, right? And, my hat's off to you, to both of you, for the work that you're doing. I thank you for the work that you're doing, and I hope that you stay in the struggle, this necessary struggle, this necessary good fight for equitable outcomes for our children in education. So thank you so much for having me.
We have a special episode for you guys here on today. So, Andrew, why don't you, introduce our guest for today?
She is an educator at Baltimore City Schools for 11 years. Currently, she is an administrator. She graduated from 2 HBCUs. Yes, that's right, 2 HBCUs. And working on a doctorate in teaching Black students. Yes, Dr. Mills in the making. Yes. So, without further ado, welcome back, but welcome to the podcast, Mrs. Miller.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I am fine.
So, thank you so much for coming on to our podcast. We really appreciate it.
Again, thank you for joining us. Well, I was about to say tonight. Well, it is tonight. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. So again, you are welcome back at any time. At any time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, today's special episode, we are so very excited. As you can see, we have on Coach Darnell here as our new co-host. And on this episode here, we are interviewing you guys, his mother, which I'm so very excited about. How about you, Andrew? I'm just so excited for this here.
I don't know what to say. Let's see what wisdom she has for us to give on today.
Yes. So everyone, please welcome on to the podcast, Coach Darnell's mother.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I am great. Thank you so much for coming on to our podcast here.
You're welcome. I'm excited about it.
Yes, and so are we as well.
No, I'm all good.
I'm speechless.
Well, it was nice hanging out with you guys, and I do want you to know this is my Founders Day, and I'm supposed to be on my virtual Founders ceremony, but you know what? I'm still doing Delta business because this is important. Because this is one of our pieces that we do, and education is one of those foundational pieces of our sorority. So I'm glad that you entertained me tonight as far as being able to come on and speak with you guys. I hope that you got something from what I had to say to you, and God bless you and keep the course, and hopefully one day we'll get to meet in person. Who knows? I might be standing in a convention doing a big talk, opening up for a convention. I'm all about trying to get there, guys. I'm trying to get there. And your podcast might put me on the map, so I'm okay.
Do good deeds. So even the smallest favors can reap the best rewards. So for example, hold the door for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Let a driver in your lane when they are stuck in traffic.
Yep.
Compliment a classmate on their clothing or hair. Kind of like what Ms. Anderson talked about as well in our first season, where we talked about that positivity throughout the classroom, where she talked about, compliment a classmate about, their clothes or their hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good example of that.
Yeah.
Text a positive message to a friend. Doing good, in quotations, can often make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Let me read that again.
Okay.
Doing good, in quotations, can often make you feel good.
Mm-hmm. I like
doing good can often make you feel good.
I felt that,
So you don't want to feel bad.
No.
When you do something good, you want to do good. So that you can make yourself feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm hold on a second. doing good can often make you feel good.
That's right. That is.
Now, I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. But that statement or that sentence right there that I just read to you all, that's a game changer.
It is.
Right there.
It really is.
That statement right there that I just read to y'all, just speak to y'all. Now I feel like a preacher. That sentence right there, doing good can often make you feel good. There you go. And that's the first step in developing a positive attitude. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
Yes.
That's the second quote of this broadcast. Doing good can often make yourself feel good.
I like it.
So you look can never stop, but also you got doing good can make yourself can often doing good can often make yourself feel good.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. But it also too depends on the situation that you're in. So like, okay, so when I went to interview for my position, the interview, believe it or not, the interview was real simple. But when I say it was real simple, it was questions that you had to either have confidence about or they knew if you were just jiving around. One particular question he asked me, he said, what makes you stand out from everybody else that's wanting a job? And I told him straight up, I said, I don't compare myself to other people. I said, you're asking me what makes me stand out. I said, my actions will speak for itself. I said, because if I give you an answer, that's what you're going to look to see. I said, but if my actions show you my answer, that's a different ball game upon itself. And right after I left the interview, it won 7 minutes. They called and offered me the position. But that was just because, even though I'm not going to compare myself to other people. And yes, I get it. You're right. You're right too. Like, there are like other people wanting that job. But like you said, what's going to make you stand out? And it might not be a question. Let's say the first candidate came, right? Let's say his interview was at, let's say 9:30, and say he showed up at 9:25. Okay, let's say your interview, Damian, with me is at 10:30, and you show up at 10:15. You see the difference there? So now when I ask you this question, can I depend on you to be to work on time? What would your answer be? Yes, you can. Why do I know that you're telling me the truth? Because you were there 15 minutes early. Right. Yeah, so it's not just those, what can you do to bring your kids up in the you get what I'm saying? It's just not those typical type of questions. It's more to it, especially how you dress.
Exactly. It's all exactly. It's all about that dressing up professionally. Exactly. That's I really don't. I don't understand. I really don't. Like, how is somebody's hair violating your dress code policy? Like, how? I mean, it's not distracting no one. It's not.
Nope.
So, I mean, what's the big deal? You want this student to cut off his hair. It is this like makes absolutely no sense.
Literally, there's no words to. I don't either. I, you know, goodness, my goodness, my goodness. I don't see what's the problem is.
No.
Because he has long hair, or, because he, dreadlocks? Like, what's, I don't get it. Like, what's the big issue? Because he can't graduate because he has long hair? Okay.
It's very ridiculous. And I read his story. His hair means a lot to him. His father is from, if I'm saying this correctly, his father is from Trinidad. And he wore dreadlocks for years. And a lot of men in his family, they always follow the school dress code by tying them up. So this is part of their culture here. So
I don't understand why. Like, of course, the main question is why.
Exactly.
Why, why? Like, why do you have to do him like that? Because it let the students feel embarrassed.
Exactly.
And, it's kind of frustrating. And, by the nappiest hair? Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
So, what you're saying, the ones that has, good hair, or the hair not nappy, you're probably going to go to a good college. If you have a nappiest hair, you're probably going to go either not go to college or go to another college. Because that's what it seems like to me.
It's just, I cannot picture this happening. I just cannot. It's just weird to me that, the question is why? Just why do this? And of course the students, they're thinking, wait a minute. This is not right. We should not be doing this at all. It's just insane.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked is that I'm pretty sure in every college or in every school, it should say something about they shouldn't discriminate against race, color, and hair, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So by that college recruiter discriminating against hair, whoever it is, as I agree, I absolutely agree and understand why that college recruiter was fired. I don't understand why, because that doesn't make any sense at all.
It really doesn't. Really doesn't.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's a difficult situation. Okay, so we can honestly say as a collective unit that education is basically a women's field. When I was in first grade, second grade, I had women teachers. Third grade, fourth grade, I can go on and on, but I had women teachers. It wasn't until my seventh grade year when I had my first male teacher. His name was Mr. Khan. I can remember Mr. Khan like the back of my head. Mr. Khan was one of them brothers who he instilled in you what it meant for you to understand that your education is very valuable. Now, granted, I played basketball, so if my grades weren't up to par, he was like a father figure to everybody. Now, I did have my dad in the home, but what I mean when I say he was a father figure was when you screwed up, he was gonna hold you accountable for it. And I can remember messing up, and he had me write 350 times restraint, responsibility, and it was something else. Respect, restraint, responsibility. That's what it was. So since you wasn't respectful, you understand, I'm going to restrain you. And then once I restrain you, then I'm going to show you what it means to be responsible for the actions that occurred and what you did. So which means we have a big game tonight. So Mr. Funches, you're not going to play the first half of the game because of your actions that you chose to do in school. And right then and there, that's when I was like, okay, this brother deep, or this brother crazy, or I just don't understand what is he trying to teach me, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to what I did wrong. I mean, it was a simple, I was just talking in class. It like, to me, at 14, you like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you trying to do? You know, what are you trying to prove with this? But I started to realize that he was the only black male at this Catholic school that I went to, and that he really wanted to see us grow. And it wasn't so much about the females. He wanted to see us as young men grow. You get what I'm saying? So you put your pants up, you wear your uniform. You know what I mean? So that's when I realized, okay, it is some men out here that really care about what they do, and they're not just wanting to do it for a check. So, but then after I left him, guess what I went back to again? I went back to straight women. So, like I said, that was the only male figure my seventh grade year that I can tell you that stood out to me of what it meant to be a black male educator at that time.
You can't tell someone to cut off their hair and it means something very important to them. I mean, you can't do that.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, that's all I just have to say about this. I mean, it's just very ridiculous of this school here that they suspended him and they will not allow him to go back until he cut off his hair. Seriously.
Right.
They are not going to let him go back to school, go back to classes until he cut off his hair or even walk across graduation. Like, why would a school do that? I would not even send my kids to that school. That's something there. Like, something needs to be changed with their school policy. It really does. So,
because his dreadlocks was too long.
Yeah.
Too long. Seriously. That's like saying, y'all, that's like saying to a girl, oh, your hair's too long, you need to cut it. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And now, the school district, oh, you have to cut your dreadlocks if you want to walk in graduation. Are you serious? Are you serious? His dreadlocks is part of his culture. Like,
Exactly.
why? That's like cutting. That's like disrespecting his culture right there.
Exactly. It really is. Like, this is his belief.
And
This is
Mhm.
yeah, this is like his belief. This is part of who he is. So you can't just this story when I first like seen this, like it just like brought to my attention, like, why in the world would you tell someone, a black student, a black boy, to cut off his hair? Like, why? There's like nothing wrong with his hair. Like, nothing. It's not distracting no one. I mean, seriously, it's not. So, I mean, like, what's the big deal out of it?
We are celebrating our 1 year anniversary today. Yes, that is right. On August 6th, 2019 is the debut day that we have started our broadcast. So on today's episode for this season premiere, we want to talk about the struggles. We're going to talk to you about what happened a year ago and how far we have come.
Yes.
1 year.
Yes. We're celebrating our 1 year anniversary today. So I'm so happy. I really am.
Let us begin this lovely trip down memory lane because boy oh boy, it was a struggle.
Oh yes, it was, people. Yes, it was.
How it started, we want to tell you who came up with the idea of the
Yes.
and also we're going to talk to you about some bloopers. There might be some bloopers.
Some behind the scenes, people. Yes. Behind the scenes of what's going on behind of making each episode of these podcasts here.
So who came up with the idea? I think that's what everybody's is wondering right now.
Yes. Who came up?
Future Educators Talk. Well, truth be told, actually I did, and then I was like, well, since I haven't seen a whole lot of education podcasts, let me text my good friend Damian and see if he wants to, hop along this long 1 year journey with me. Talk about issues that no educator wants to talk about. And sure enough, he hopped on. Here we are now, four seasons later. How you doing? So it's been a pleasure to be working with someone that has the same mindset as me. Because it's just incredible, because that's how two things work along each other.
Exactly. So first I have to think about it because back in last year, you guys, 2019, I was about to start school, and it was a lot for me, which I will talk about later on. And I wasn't talking that much as you see me right now. And I was like, okay, Damian, sooner or later, you are going to have to use your voice. You're going to have to speak up. If you want to be a teacher, you're going to have to talk, because that's what teachers do. They talk. So I think about that for a moment. I was like, Damian, it's 2019. You have to change. So I immediately text him back saying, yes, let's do this. Let's get on board with this. And here we are now, you guys. And I'm so excited that I did this. I'm so excited, because if I did not, you guys, I would not be here today. I would not be speaking up more as I am now. So I'm so glad that you brought it up to me and that you wanted to do a podcast with me. I'm
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And you're so welcome. And the reason why I've chosen you is because there was no other person that has the same goal as me, that wanted to be a Black male educator.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Don't want to be a math teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is something that I was looking for when I was when choosing a co-host. Because at first I'm like, I can't do this alone. You know how hard that is? I cannot do this alone.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of like reach out to you, because I kind of figured that you probably have some topics up that needs to be talked about. And again, here we are now, 4 seasons later, and we're talking about topics, and you know, it's incredible.
Let me tell you something. I have a great personality. Okay. Yeah. Some people think that I'm gonna go ahead and say this out there. Some people think I'm gay, but I'm not gay. It's just my personality. And if you don't like my personality, the door is waiting for you.
Oh yeah.
The door is waiting for you. So if you don't like the way how I'm being myself, my genuine self, then there's nothing I can do.
No.
I mean, you can't change of who I am.
No.
I can't change that.
No.
There's no program in my body that says, oh, let me change this. No. Okay? No.
It's how God made us. He made us this unique person. So you guys stop trying to change us, because we're not going to change for you. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So stop talking to people and say like, I don't like this on you, or I don't like your personality, or I don't like this or that, or you should change. You should be someone else. What in the world are you talking about? I don't got time for all the negativity people in my circle. I don't. I don't got time for that. I need positive energy toward me, who will motivate me. People who will motivate me each and every day. I don't got time for people talking trash on me. I don't. That is not good for my soul, for my energy. I don't got time for that, because I am not trying to go back to the place that I was last year in 2019. I am not trying to go back there again. So I need all the energy, the positivity, the people that love me and that care about me into my circle. That's what I need. That's just me. I don't know about you guys or to everyone out there in the world, but that is me right here. Now, I'm kind of preaching right now, but this is truth. This is truth, you guys. You need to listen.
Thank you, Andrew. Again, you know I say this a lot, but I just want to thank you again for choosing me to be a part of this family here, because where I was last year, you guys, if you do not know, in 2019, that I wasn't speaking as I am now. And also I was in a bad place last year, which I shared my story last season. And if I didn't answer back to Andrew saying that I wanted to be a part of this, who knows where I would be, you guys? Who knows? Because last year I wanted to kill myself, you guys. And if I didn't answer to Andrew, I would not be here today, you guys. I would seriously not be here today sharing my experience and the passion I have for education. So thank you again, Andrew. I really want to thank you so much. Because you and also Tamron Hall have saved my life. Seriously. I mean, seriously. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Absolutely. I couldn't find no other person that was really passionate about education, that really had the same goal as me as well. I also want to be a future Black male math teacher. So when I first, really the idea of Future Educators Talk didn't really come into mind, because the first idea was it was originally going to be me and my best friend was going to create a podcast about romance and drama together. And then something in my back of my mind told me, why not create a podcast that you are passionate about? Why not you create a podcast that no educator is talking about? Why not create a podcast to raise that 2%? And so when I was looking for somebody to do this podcast with, I had to choose you because you are very passionate about education. I feel like your voice needs to be heard, and it hasn't been heard until now.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to bring the shyness out of you in order to hear your voice. Because, mind you, I was shy too. I am shy too when it comes to meeting new people. But as you can see, I'm not shy no more. You know, I'm talkative, I'm vibing, you know, I'm being myself. So I feel like that's what I need to do in order to bring you on. I feel like you need to be yourself.
Yes.
Don't act like no other person. Just be yourself and just hop on this train. And here we are, 4 seasons in, and a year later, about to be 2 years in August. It's been a wild ride. You know, we may have our ups and downs, but that's part of life.
Yeah.
That's part of life. And we keep pushing forward. We move forward. Because there's a light of every tunnel.
Yes. Yes. And what you said about our voices need to be heard, I totally agree with you that, because throughout my classmates, if you're watching this, you know, throughout my school years, and I wasn't, talking a lot. The only time I'll be talking is, when a teacher calls on me or if I'm talking to my friends. That's basically it, because everyone knows my classmates. Hello, you guys know that I'm shy. But now, once I graduated high school, I was really thinking about, okay, Damian, you are out of high school. What in the world are you going to do with your life now? Seriously, I had to come up with something. And when I finished graduating from high school, I was really thinking about, oh my gosh, Damian, you are going to become a teacher in a few more couple of years. You will have to talk. So you got to figure this out here. You got to figure this out here. And then Andrew came along. We met, I believe, on Twitter, and we had this really great connection. And when he first brought this to me, you guys, about starting a podcast, and he wants me to be a part of this, I was thinking to myself, okay, Damian, is it time for you to use your voice? Are you ready for what people have to say and hear about you, of what I have to say at this young age? Because I was thinking about when we started this podcast, no one's not going to listen to us, hear what we have to say at this young age. We don't have no experience in education, whatever. But our voices do matter. Either if we are an educator, aspiring educator, or whoever we are, our voices matter. And I'm glad I'm a part of this family because I have shared so many stories, you guys, with you and the experience I have had. And it's just been a roller coaster. And I'm so glad that my voice is being heard. And at first I was like, who would care? Who would care? But I am proud of using my voice now. And who cares what people have to say about you? Who cares? Who cares? That is their own opinion. I'm going to say whatever I have to say because this is my platform. I can say whatever I want to say here. And if you don't like it, then you can go away. You don't have to hear it. So that's, again, Andrew, thank you. And to also of you, Coach Darnell, because you really brought it out of me. Seriously, when you first came on, and the many times we keep on bringing you on, you really bring out the energy out of me. I don't know how you do it, but every time you come on, you bring something out of me and you bring realness out of me. And I really appreciate that so much. And I just thank you. Thank you to the both of you guys. Seriously, thank you.
So there you have it, you guys. You just checked out our first time on Future Educators Talk, and also every guest that had came onto our podcast for the past 5 seasons, you guys. So we thank you all. We thank our FET fam on today, because this is your day as well too, you guys. If you have stick with us, from day one, or you are just now joining the journey with us, we appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate, your comments, the message that you send to us, you guys, and especially with me and Andrew. You are saying, keep up the good work, you guys. Keep going, because we need more Black males into our education system. So we thank you all on today, you guys. I cannot name on my behalf to the ones who have said those things to me, you guys. I cannot name everyone all, but we want to thank you guys, all of us, me, Andrew, KJ, and Coach D. We want to thank our FET fam for sticking around with us, you guys, for this past 5 seasons. And we're going to continue on doing this show for you guys, for the middle school students, for the high school students who are interested in the education fields, to start opening up about these types of conversations into our education systems. Because I personally, I'm not going to speak on behalf of KJ, Coach D, or Andrew. And as you guys can tell, Andrew is not, he has left, you guys. But anyways, I'm going to speak on my behalf. There are a lot of things that needs to be changed into our education system, you guys. If I could speak on today, there is a lot of things that needs to be changed into our education system. So many, like first off, we have standardized tests. We're starting to talk about critical race theory, into our schools. Like, why is that not happening? Stuff like that, and so many more things, you guys. So those are the types of conversations that needs to be happening inside of our classrooms, inside of our staff meetings, with the parents, the students, staff members, whoever, into our schools, so we can get down to the bottom of this, and also address this. If you have to go a step further, if you cannot make it happen into your schools, take it up to the White House, write them a letter saying that, hey, we need this done. We need this to be changed into our schools. If you had to go that far, go for it. Go for it. And let them know that this is serious. Our education system is very serious. So that's all I have to say, you guys. Again, thank you to our FET fam. Seriously, guys, thank you guys for tuning in every Thursday with us, you guys, for this past 5 seasons, you guys. Thank you guys so much. So that's it, you guys. That is it for our 100th episode. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. So we thank you all so much for tuning into this episode right here. So make sure you guys, you subscribe to our podcast, you guys, Future Educators Talk, onto our social media platforms, which they are down in the description down below. You comment on all the posts, onto our social media platforms. Onto, whatever we post, and we have been starting recently, be posting some good memes, so you guys check those out. Please share our podcast out, you guys, to your friends, to your colleagues. You leave a review of our podcast on whichever you listen to us on, either on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, TuneIn. We are available everywhere, you guys, so check us out. And finally, tell your friends about our show, because this is a good show right here, you guys. This is a good show right here. We want to put this on the map, you guys. So thank you all so very much. So my catchphrase is, until next time, you guys, take care of yourself, be blessed, and we will see you all next time on Future Educators Talk. Peace out, you guys.
What's going on, everybody? It's KJ here, letting you know that if you have any questions or concerns about Future Educators Talk, stories to share, feedback to make our podcast better, reactions to the topics that we discuss, jokes to tell, or you would like someone for the co-host to interview, please let us know by direct messaging us on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, emailing us at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, or sending in a voice message to us by going to anchor.fm/futureedtalk. Click on the message tab to where you can record your question to us. Once again, we thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support, and we cannot wait for you to tune in.
Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of our conversation by telling us what you think of our episodes. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. Follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss future episodes. And beyond, it's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, subscribe, review, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. So let's listen together.